Hi everybody, I am back with another 2025 video, and this one, I haven't done the planning in this yet, so I might actually do that tomorrow, but I wanted to give a quick overview of what this is. Let me see if I can zoom out a little bit. I feel like that makes it a little too blurry. Okay, that'll have to do. So this is a cover from Cloth and Paper, and it's A5, and it is something I set up when I started my 5-year plan in 2021. So I planned for 22, 23, 24, 25, and 26. So that is the 5 years, and it started in 2022. So I still have 2 more years left of the 5-year plan I set for myself 5 years ago. But I was able to get some things accomplished, which is great. Again, similar to my habit tracker, if you've seen that video, I really like the setup and it hasn't changed at all. I don't see it changing for a while. This is one of my favorite cards from Planner Press. It says, "I know my worth. I've paid dearly for every ounce of it." So it's one of my favorites. I leave it there because it is so accurate. So this is just a general setup I have to intro the habit tracker. I love that it's like this pensive, let's think about it, kind of situation. And then my word of the year for the 2025 is legacy. I explained why in the habit tracker video, but I turned 40 December 19th, and as I was playing around with the word of the year, I was thinking what is applicable for 2025, but also a theme for what do I want this next decade of life to look like, which can be really overwhelming to think about, but it's also really fun to think about at the same time. And so a lot can happen for what makes a legacy. And I look forward to seeing how I can build that for myself and our family in the future. And we'll see how it turns out. This is a vision board from Cloth and Paper. And again, I have some placeholders in here for what I want to plan around legacy. And now that I determined the word, I can now go in and think about how am I going to structure the year for that. So this layout, it gives you recommended structure, or you can use the blank one or both. But I did use this one, and I'll show you what I did last time. But the focus is usually where I put the word of the year. Then you have to try, dreams, physical goals, mental goals, to do, and financial goals. And then just general goals, you can put some notes here, and then a reflection maybe at the end of the year, maybe a reflection of what did you try this past year that didn't work that you want to change going forward. And so my word of the year last year was voice, and this is how I structured it last year. So I said I want to get back to making myself a priority before the world is awake. Most of my personal professional progress has happened in the mornings. Find my voice again, go to therapy, set boundaries. It was hard this past year. My therapist was on sabbatical for the whole year. She's coming back next year, and I'm just so excited for that. I did do this 40th photo shoot. I did take some mental health days. I started an affirmation journal and fell off. I started, committing to boundaries really towards the end of this year, but I did start working on it much better. The new job really did help me find my voice again. It's a little sticky, but it takes practice. I didn't host anything at home other than I'm going to be hosting, or by the time you watch this, I hosted Christmas. be intentional about how we're redoing our home, self-discovery, like finding myself again. So I did okay with these goals, but I didn't visit them like I normally did every year. So I reused 2023 pages. I'm still reusing 2023 pages going to 2025. But hey, no waste. And we're going to be resourceful. So I did plan Q1, and then I never got into the rest of the quarters. This was a super, super big funk. And at the end of that is when I started training for the show. And then that third quarter and the fourth quarter, the goal was the show and the photo shoot. So I didn't go in and really reflect because preparing for a show takes so much out of you. It takes so much time. It's worth it, but it takes a lot of time. Oh my gosh, I love this. This is from this quote that you see through the cover is from Planner Press. I love it. It's freaking fantastic. Again, I think I have it in every size. And then this is, you can see it's, 2023. So I just need to change the dates, or don't even worry about the dates. It's really focus on the month and put some stickers over it or something. I don't really do anything with the dates and the log here. I just do general, what do I want to accomplish in January, February, and March based on my yearly goals. And so I do intend to fill this out and then do a setup with you and show you what I did set up, but I want to show what is the intent of this layout. And so that is there for 2025. I love the quarterly goals because if you try to, you can set some general goals for the whole year, but if you try to track every day towards your yearly goals, at least for me, it feels super overwhelming. And then this is a new tab I put in because this is the 5-year plan layout. When I bought the original 5-year plan, I bought 3 of them. I know it's crazy. Maybe it's not crazy. We're all planners, so we're all family here. But this is really going to be, instead of 5-year plan, it's like the 10-year plan. So it's like this little bit of a reset. So I planned for 2022, 2023, 2024. So I'm 3 years completed of the 5-year plan. I didn't really stop and think that when I first initially set up a 5-year plan that I was going to be turning 40 with 2 years to go. So I'm just playing around with taking this 5-year plan layout and trying to design, what do I want the decade to be? What is the goal of the decade? God willing, we are all here in 10 years, but I know that sounds pretty dark, but just being honest about where my head goes. So hopefully pray that we're all still here and healthy. But no chance, no use in being like super worried and scared and not planning out of the fear of the unknown. I was also there in my mid-20s. So this is just a little mini, I took the personal section out of the 5-year plan and I'm only doing the personal. But I want to set this up, personal milestones I want to hit over the decade. So this is the 40th or the decade. I got to figure out how I'm going to put a sticker there because I only have black ink. But we'll figure it out. But I want to make this the 40s, and I'll maybe find a way to do that. So this will be my 40s. And then the wellness, I have wellness, personal, financial, professional, and home. These are other goals from the original 5-year plan. So let's see. For example, this is personal 5-year plan. So again, I did this at the end of 2021. My mother had the stroke in 2020. My dad died in 2019. I got married in 2020. And so I got through 2021. And by the end of 2021, I said, that's it. I have to restructure this. And here I am already resetting with 2 years to go. But I'm confident, motivated, classy, classic style, have a capsule wardrobe, feel minimalistic, find my style, set boundaries as a common practice, and have no guilt. So, and then in this section, it's the milestones, like that you've hit milestones, but that's private, so I'm hiding that for now. And then personal, for example, I didn't do these. I know you're supposed to, this is like a mini goal setting for the 5 years for the section. Maybe I'll eventually get to that, but I didn't do it. I just left it as a design. Love this. Tough times never last, but tough people do. It's so true for goal setting. You go through so much. Oh, I did Ikigai, the Discovery Ledger, January 6th of this year. I have a need for consistency. I admire confidence, intelligence, peace, my partner, and Mavericks. I'm passionate about helping others, growing, and balance. I excel at conflict resolution and intuition. And I didn't fill out the wish to accomplish, endeavor to, I am here too. But I might do another Discovery Ledger at the beginning of 2024 and like look at that for the decade. And another example, personal 5-year plan. Faith and Rob at my core. Great. Expanded family. You know, working on that. We just adopted our baby girl pup, so she's awesome. My skin is much healthier. I haven't trained for an elite total, but I did compete in figure. I did do a 40th photo shoot. I still have 2 years to get the perfect glute shape. So this is actually on track. So very excited that my personal goals were achievable. And remember, if you're setting goals, they should be smart, significant, measurable, attainable and trackable goals. Like you should be able to do them and measure them and have control over them, because we could set a lot of goals and in an unhealthy way not be able to control whether they happen. For example, my goal is to get a promotion or get a raise. Well, does the company have that in their budget to do that for you? If not, you can't really impact it. You can do the best you can, but you can't impact that whether that happens or not, really. So this is about style and then financial. So all this is say I have 2 years left of my 5-year plan, but I'm also this year I'm going to be setting up one for my 40s. So I'm super, super excited about that. And showing you that once I eventually do get that done. And I always love working in this one between Christmas and New Year's, because that is like the perfect time for reflection. It's a very slow time of year, and you're super sentimental, and you're in the mode of reflecting and looking forward. And so I do love taking my time and working through this over that period of time. So I do look forward to coming back and working through this with all of you. I appreciate you, and I really am thankful that you shared your time with me. It means so, so much to me. And until next time, I hope you enjoyed the video, and let me know if you have any questions or comments. Leave that below. I love hearing from you. It really does like make my day, and so many things that many of you say just absolutely warm my heart. So I'm super thankful. I love this little like ray of light coming from the candle. Second. Okay. So again, thank you for your time. I hope you're hanging in there through this holiday season. I know it's not easy for so many of us. And until next time, I appreciate you and thank you for joining. I will see you in the next one. Hello, everyone. I am going to now plan for 2025 and extend the video that I already posted about just a flip through. I have found that some folks want either or. They want only the flip through, show me how it's set up, and that's it. And others want to see everything. So what I'm gonna try to do is post that single video and then the entirety of the flip through and the setup, and see which one you prefer. And actually, if you wouldn't mind letting me know which one you would prefer, that'll help for future videos. And so with that, I will go ahead and get started setting this up. And then once I do set it up, I will come back and flip through everything that we did together. So I hope you grab a drink or a snack. Okay, everyone, that took maybe a little longer than I would have thought, but that's okay. Um, I'm going to share quickly just what I intend for this upcoming year, and then I'll show you what I will pause and film next as part of the series. So the year overview, I started doing things in pencil first. One, I'm dyslexic, so if I do it in ink first, I don't get to shift it around. So I get a sense here, and then I might go in and make it all pretty and align it on this one. But dreams, develop a networking routine. I'm an introvert. It's really, really hard for me. I need to do that to put my executive MBA to work. And look into, maybe higher salary positions after graduation. I really love where I am right now, so I'm not looking for a job. However, that is, everyone has said that's when you should look, is one, for practice, two, to network, three, to just explore what other careers sound interesting. So that would actually be work for me. And then possibly do adoption paperwork, and to try some home renovations by myself, just some little things, without, hiring it out and giving it a shot. If, say, in 10 years I want to start flipping homes or something, start small now, 10 minutes, 10 years sooner. The word of the year is legacy. Physical, bring my skincare regime down to my neck and décolleté. I have refined and really honed a terrific skincare routine full of products in my 30s, really the second half of my 30s. And now I need to bring that into my neck and deck, going into the next decade of my life. It became a really good habit for my skin, so now I just want to develop that habit elsewhere. Grow muscles. So I did my figure show, which was a goal for me in BC. I competed 3 times at the end of this year, but that was purely just fat loss and uncovering the muscles that were there. I didn't have time to grow my muscles, so that'll be a focus this year. Stay lean and grow. Do additional Fraxel and radio frequency treatments on my face. Every 6 months would be ideal, but we'll see. Then maintain 7,000 to 10,000 steps each day. The mental aspects, work on positive affirmations. I mentioned earlier, not just positive affirmations for work, but this is positive affirmations that I am a good person, and dealing with some family members. Just really try to build myself up again. My therapist was on sabbatical for a full year. She let me know she's coming back next year and starting her own practice. Cannot wait, so I will start to see her again. I'm going to track my weight weekly to maintain where I am. I lost 40 pounds at the peak of my diet, or prep, I should say, for my show. I want to maintain it. I want to stay under 140s and never get back up to high 160s again for 5'2". I want to build my Petunia Rose shop. Finally, it was never able to be at the forefront of priorities, which makes sense. I had other things I needed and really wanted to do, but now I get to take the time to do that. I want to read 6 books. I didn't really read that much this year. Reasonable between the show prep and school and looking for a new job that I have now. I didn't really sit down to read like I used to. Also to do, I'm upgrading the office where I am now. Maybe once that's done, I'll do a little before and after so you can see. Quote, my upper eye blepharoplasty. I have a hooded eye. I've had hooded eyes my entire life, but now they're making my eyes look a little sleepy. And so I just want to go back to my plastic surgeon and get a quote and see what that would be, because I don't know what it would cost, but I would rather know so I can plan around it if I do decide to do it. I want to get a new couch and a desk for the family room. My husband and I really like working, so we have desks in the family room, and it's just odd and clunky. But that's also because our couch is big, and it's my couch from like 10 years ago when I lived in an apartment. So just a little refresh and an upgrade. We bought our home in 2023, and we really want to refinance now that interest rates have dropped. Then I want to pay off cards that were like part of the show and home. We needed 2 HVACs and a car this year. It was crazy. And then I also want to track either no and low spends, either every single month, or come up with themes every month and work on that. my husband and I have filed for an extension every single year just because we were fighting to survive. So our taxes were always done in October. The fees and everything happening at the end of the year is just really tough with everything else that happens. So I am on a mission to file our taxes in February this year. Like, worst case scenario, we are delayed until April where we have tax day. And then develop new traditions. We hosted Christmas this year, but there are elements about it that we tried to mix old traditions or what I grew up with, um, and new, and it just got really clunky and overwhelming. So really trying to figure out, what do we want our traditions to be? And we both are just completely dumbfounded. We don't even know, because it's like we've never had the option. So we're going to come up with that. So those are my goals for 2025, and I'm very excited about it. And the next section of the video I'm going to make is, this section is for my 40s. I have a 5-year plan, but I now have a decade plan for, I took the 5-year layout for personal, and I'm going to make it what's going to be my focus for this decade. I have heard over and over that the 40s are the best years. I believe the 40s are going to be the best years. I just need to figure out what that's going to look like. And then I'm going to build a vision board, and then with these milestones, I'll be able to fill out 2 per year for 10 years. It sounds like it's not a big deal, but we'll be tracking it for 10 years. So once I come back, I will work on this section and do another flip through. See you soon. Hello, I'm back. It is the next day. New shirt, new mug. Didn't get around to filming last night, but I wanted to take the time to really think about, thinking about a decade plan is not necessarily something you want to rush through. But at the same time, you can't really overthink it and try to plan 10 years in advance. I know it sounds kind of crazy, but so what I'll say is that in the next decade, just generally, right? Because I can't get too over prescriptive. 10x my life, right? I mentioned I 10x'd my income and my life basically in my 30s. I went from living in a completely stark, empty apartment, no furniture, and an air mattress. And I also lost my job, so I had no income. That was after I had gotten a separation. I had left education because I wanted to pay my bills, even though I did love teaching high school science. But I was bouncing around from job to job. No one would hire me, all in sales. And so I was living in this empty apartment with an air mattress and trying to find a job. And now I qualified to purchase this home on my own, making 10 times my starting salary teaching.
which is probably lower than it sounds, but still. um, and have a wonderful husband who's my soulmate. And so I really went from like having nothing and feeling super down to really working my butt off, I'll say. So it's like 10x my life again, be consumer debt free, compete in wellness. I've competed in physique and figure, have 150,000 in my emergency fund, our emergency fund, expand our family, define my sense of style, and strategy. Add elements to each yearly plan for 10 years. And that yearly plan is what I showed earlier. So really considering what do I want for my life and add that into each year. A daily diary to track progress and or a decade habit tracker, which that came to me when I was brainstorming this. So I don't know what that'll look like yet, but we'll see. And then whatever I use, I want to design it and sell it on Etsy because I'm finding where my niche is in the planning for the future and the self-improvement type trackers. Resources I have: books, financial advisors, headhunters, and my network, personal audit, what will allow me to do this, having a lot of grit, being resourceful, just being non-complacent. What'll be an obstacle? Being an introvert and just having a ton of fatigue. When you go, you just get tired. And so I just put some stickers from the Sweet Planner, just because I think they're super elegant and really pretty. And then I tried to think through a vision board for the decade, and I didn't overthink it. I did that live. Like I went on Pinterest and put some of the elements in that were listed here. And I added that in. So I really want to get an upper eyelid blepharoplasty in my early 40s, do some home improvements, find my style, look young in my 40s, expand a family, all these luxe things I thought were kind of cute because I guess that's maybe what you can do when you have a baby in your 40s. Just really find my home style, trying to figure that out, compete in wellness. I do want to write a book. I feel like when I say I 10x'd my life in my 30s and went through a shit ton of awful things, I do want to write a book about it and be able to pay my bills and not worry about money, consumer debt's gone, and just being truly financially stable. And that's it. So I just added some more stickers from the Sweet Planner and the milestones I mentioned. This is the 2-page tracker where there's 20 boxes and it'll be a 10-year tracker. So there's really like, I can fill in 2 milestones a year, which is big because hitting 2 milestones in a year is huge. And then just topped it off with a couple of stickers from the Sweet Planner. And then that's it. So considering that in mind, I don't have a vision board for a lot of these. And maybe that's something I'll work on. But really my vision board for the decade is relevant across the board. And that's it. So this is new. I didn't think I'd be doing that at the start of the year, but I'm excited. And I mentioned there was a time where I didn't plan anything, right? When I was living in an apartment, it was empty. I had no furniture. I didn't have a job. What was I going to plan? I just had to focus every single day and grind to get out of that. I couldn't rely on anybody. I only had myself. So that's what I did. And for a while, I just stopped planning for the future because it felt like I had no control over my future and shit just kept happening. But now I realize if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And it's fun, it's motivating, and let me know if this helps inspire you to make a goal planner, if you've been planning goals. How do you do it? What are some things that you found work really well for you when you're planning the year ahead, the month ahead? I've never done a decade plan, but there's clearly 5-year plans. So let me know what you do and if this was helpful. If you have any questions, I love answering your questions and interacting with you. the dark side of my mind is I'm planning 10 years in advance. I hope everyone's alive and healthy in 10 years, but that's just from, some trauma I've had in my life. So I'm just going to stay optimistic and plan ahead and do the best I can. And I do hope that, again, I'll reiterate, I just hope it was helpful. And I really appreciate you sharing your time with me and spending your morning, afternoon, evening with me. It means a lot. And I appreciate you, and you matter in this world. And don't forget that. So until next time, I'll see you later. Bye.